The foreign minister has said the Indian Supreme Court's verdict in Ayodhya case shows that India has been occupied by Hindutva ideology. In occupied Kashmir, the Indian troops have martyred 2 more youths during a fake encounter in Bandipora district. The Pakistan Navy has participated in the international maritime exercise in the Arabian Sea, the Gulf of Oman, and the Persian Gulf. Turkey has expressed the willingness to start negotiations with Pakistan for the preferential trade agreement. China has reiterated its support for dialogue process to expedite peace and reconciliation process in Afghanistan. And now the news in detail. A meeting of the government's economic team was held in Islamabad today with the Prime Minister Imran Khan in the chair. The meeting took an overview of the economic situation of the country. The advisor to the Prime Minister on Finance, Dr. Abdul Hafiz Sheikh, says the economic indicators of the country are on a positive trajectory, with growth rate projected to increase. Addressing a news conference along with the Minister for Economic Affairs, Hamad Azhar, the Chairman Federal Board of Revenue, Shabbar Zaidi, and the Special Assistant, Dr. Firdaus Ashikawan, in Islamabad this afternoon, he said the external trade deficit is continuously reducing, along with increase in dollar reserves of the country. He said the fiscal deficit has also seen reduction when compared with the previous year. Prime Minister Imran Khan says the development of the construction sector is essential to accelerate the economic growth of the country. He was chairing a high-level meeting on rehabilitation and promotion of the construction sector in Islamabad today. The Prime Minister said about 40 industries are allied with the construction that can grow with the development of this sector and would also create job opportunities for the youths. The Prime Minister said with the development of the construction sector, the most important project of 5 million homes can be completed. The Prime Minister also constituted a committee to formulate applicable proposals on various problems being faced by the construction sector, including provincial and federal level taxes on loans. The Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi says the Indian Supreme Court's verdict in the Ayodhya case shows that India has been occupied by the Hindutva ideology. Talking to the media outside the Parliament House in Islamabad today, he said Pakistan has followed the thought and vision of the Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah, while India has shifted from Gandhi's thinking to RSS. The foreign minister said through the opening of the Kartarpur corridor, we have given a clear message to the world that there is complete religious freedom in Pakistan and the people are completely free to go to their places of worship. He said, contrary to this, Kashmiris in Srinagar are not even allowed to offer Friday prayers. Shah Mahmood Qureshi said Pakistan is effectively exposing India and the world is observing how basic human rights are being trampled and suppressed in occupied Kashmir. In occupied Kashmir, 90 days on, normal life continues to elude the Kashmir Valley and the Muslim majority areas of Jammu and Ladakh regions due to the military lockdown imposed by India following August 5th illegal move. According to Kashmir Media Service, restrictions under Section 144 and ban on prepaid phone, SMS and internet services remain enforced. However, landlines and voice calls on postpaid connections have been partially restored. Meanwhile, the Indian troops have martyred 2 youths during a fake encounter in Laudara area of Bandipora district. 1 youth was killed yesterday, while the other was martyred early in the morning today during an operation in the area. In another development, the Kashmir dispute against the backdrop of the revocation of Jammu and Kashmir's special status by the Indian government has found its way into the general election campaign in the United Kingdom. The President, Dr. Arif Alvi, says Prime Minister Imran Khan has always been determined to spread the message of peace and friendship with the neighboring countries. He was addressing a luncheon hosted at the Governor's House in Lahore in honor of the Sikh Yatris. Warmly welcoming the Sikh Yatris in Pakistan, the President said Kartarpur corridor is a great gift for the Sikh community and it will bring peace and spread love. He said the Sikh Yatris should convey Pakistan's message of love wherever they go. He said the Sikh religion also teaches peace and friendship. The president urged the Sikh Yatris to keep visiting Pakistan again and again so that relations are improved. The Special Assistant to the Prime Minister on Information and Broadcasting, Dr. Firdaus Ashikawan, says the government is working to bring reforms in every sector and issues related to the judicial system will be resolved after consultations. She was talking to media persons in Islamabad today. Dr. Firdaus Ashikawan said Prime Minister Imran Khan has constituted a committee headed by the Law Minister, Dr. Farooq Naseem, to suggest reforms. She said the process is underway to remove the name of Muhammad Nawaz Sharif from the exit control list. This is Radio Pakistan. Ships of the Pakistan Navy, including Shamsheer, Muhafiz, and P3C, have participated in the International Maritime Exercise. The exercise IMX-19 was concluded in the Arabian Sea, the Gulf of Oman, and the Persian Gulf. According to spokesperson of the Pakistan Navy, the exercise was attended by representatives from over 50 countries and was aimed at improving the professional capabilities and war skills. The spokesperson said PNS Shamsheer and PNS Muhafiz visited Muscat and Bahrain during this exercise. Turkey has expressed the willingness to start negotiations with Pakistan for the preferential trade agreement. The Turkish Foreign Minister Mevlut Cavusoglu expressed his country's readiness while talking to the Parliamentary Secretary for Foreign Affairs Andalib Abbas on the sidelines of the ECO Council Foreign Ministers moot in Antalya. The two sides also agreed to give practical shape at the earliest to the idea envisaged collectively by Pakistan, Turkey, and Malaysia to establish a television channel to promote true and positive image of Islam and counter the propaganda against it. The Turkish foreign minister hailed Pakistan's efforts for highlighting blatant human rights in occupied Kashmir at the international level. He assured his country's every possible cooperation to Pakistan in this regard. China says it is maintaining communications with all the relevant parties, including the Taliban, for holding intra-Afghan dialogue to expedite peace and reconciliation process in Afghanistan. This was stated by the Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesperson Sheng Shuang during his routine briefing in Beijing today. Sheng Shuang said, "We also support constructive dialogue between all the parties, including the government and the Taliban." The United States has urged Iraq to hold early polls and carry out electoral reforms to bring an end to the violence in the country. In a statement, the White House urged the Iraqi government to halt the violence against protesters and fulfill promise. Turkey has started repatriation of captured Daesh militants. Talking to media in Ankara, President Recep Tayyip Erdogan said it is not immediately clear how many militants would be repatriated. The European Union has called on Israel to reverse its decision to deport the Jerusalem-based director of Human Rights Watch. In a statement, the spokeswoman for the European Commission Support for Human Rights, Maya Kosciuszko, said support for human rights defenders is an integral part of the European Union's policy on human rights. In Australia, emergency has been declared in 2 states as bushfires bring a catastrophic threat to heavily populated areas. According to media reports, at least 3 people have been killed and thousands of others displaced during 3 days of dangerous weather conditions in New South Wales and Queensland. President Dr. Arif Alvi telephoned world snooker champion Mohammad Asif today and felicitated him on winning the World Snooker Championship. They also discussed matters pertaining to promotion of snooker game in the country. And finally, the weather. Cloudy weather is expected in most parts of the country during the next 12 hours. However, light rain with light snowfall over the hills is expected at isolated places in northwestern Balochistan, upper Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, and Gilgit-Baltistan. And that is the end of this news bulletin. For more news and analyses, log on to our website, radio.gov.pk, and you can also watch the live video streaming of our bulletins on the link, facebook.com/Radio Pakistan News Official.